Hi everyone, and welcome to DIYing to Craft. My name is Sabrina and I'm so happy you're here. In this video I'm repurposing some greeting cards. All of mine are from past Christmases, but any greeting card or postcard could work the same. I start this one off with Dollar Tree tumbling tower blocks and Gorilla wood glue. Gluing together the 4 blocks as shown in the video. If you recreate this craft, the size of your base material will depend on the size of the image from your card. While the glue dries, I'm using the picture on this card, so I need to cut it out. Since greeting cards are thick and don't tend to decoupage well, I'm going to thin the cardstock using packaging tape. Just apply the tape to the back of the card, use a credit card or one of those scraper tools to smooth it out, and then separate the layer by gently removing the tape. You can repeat if necessary. Here I'm just holding the image up to the blocks to make sure it will fit. Now to paint. I used 2 coats of this blue color on all edges and the back side. I did not paint the side the card would be attached to. I'm impatient, so I brought in the heat gun to help speed up the painting process. I wanted a glittery look. If I were to do this again, I would have just used glitter and not this glitter paint. Now to add the image. I used gloss Mod Podge because I forgot I had the matte kind, but all I'm doing is applying a layer of Mod Podge, adding the image, and smoothing it out. Then I added another layer of Mod Podge. Once it mostly dried, I should have waited until it fully dried, but I'm impatient. But I sanded off the excess card with a nail file. Sandpaper would work too. Once all of the excess card has been removed, I added a final layer of Mod Podge to the entire piece as a seal coat. I knew I was making this into an ornament, but based on the size, it could have been a fridge magnet. I'm using this tiny screwdriver to start the hole for the eye screw. This wood is pretty soft, so it's not hard to screw it in. The hardest part is keeping it from going in crooked. I then cut a piece of 1/8 inch ribbon. I didn't measure the length. Tie it in a knot. Insert the ribbon through the opening and loop it to secure it onto the ornament. Now to visit my container of scrap ribbon to make a small bow. You'll notice this ribbon was folded like a bow already. This came off a box of candy that was closed with a ribbon and a bow. I really keep more than I should. My dexterity isn't great when working on small items like this, so I struggle tying a knot using that same 1/8 inch ribbon. Now to hot glue it to the ornament. I kept the embellishments simple, but you could jazz it up in whatever way you might like. For this one, I'm again using the Dollar Tree tumbling tower blocks and Gorilla wood glue. Using 8 blocks, I glue them into a square frame shape. If you're enjoying this video, please click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I actually made 3 frames, 2 with the blocks on their side and 1 where they're flat. I faux stained one of them with this deep brown paint from Dollar Tree. I wasn't sure which one would work with this cute Santa card. I select the brown frame and super glue it into place. I've already cut the front of the card along the fold, so I only have the part of the card that I need. Then using a craft knife, I cut away the excess. Now to add the eye screw, just like I did with the snowman ornament. I decide to back this ornament with red felt from Dollar Tree. Using the third glue for this project, I guess I'm trying to use everything I have, I attach the felt and cut it out. Trying to decide how I want to hang this one, I end up choosing the 1/8 inch red ribbon. I attach it in the same way as I did in DIY number 1. I'm adding a bell and some pieces that fell off my artificial Christmas tree when I put it up this year. For this craft, I paint the mini cutting board from Hobby Lobby with wicker white paint. Since I end up covering the entire front, painting wasn't necessary. I apply a thicker layer of Mod Podge as I plan on using the iron-on method for this one. I traced out the basic shape and rough cut the card. Then I remove a layer of the card like I did in the first DIY. This card has writing on it, so I don't show the entire process. But this one did need a second go with the tape to thin it out enough. Since I didn't want the wording on the front of the card, it wasn't long enough, so I have to use a piece from the back of the card too. Now to attach it. I use parchment paper. The brand doesn't matter, but please don't use wax paper. Parchment paper can handle the heat. I have my iron on 320 degrees. Just like anything you iron, keep it moving. Make sure to run the iron over everything, especially the edges. Then check to make sure it's attached. If it's not attached well enough, iron it again. Wait until it cools and cut or sand off the excess card. I have this tool. It looks like a dental pick, and I use it to punch out the hole. Then I sanded the edges with my nail file. Apply a coat of Mod Podge as a seal coat and allow it to dry. Since I struggled with the first bow in this video, I'm using this ribbon from the Dollar Tree and my bow maker to try again. I cut the length at 12 inches and then I cut it in half so the width is 3 inches. I just kind of eyeball the tail in loops. Using more of the 1/8 inch blue ribbon, I tie the bow off, trim it up, and attach it with hot glue. This snowflake embellishment was in my stash, but I think it came off a Dollar Tree item originally. Once again, I used the blue ribbon for a hanger. If you're on a tight budget or don't have a lot of space for holiday decorations, why not use a picture frame with a card of your liking to bring some joy to your space? Thank you for watching and have a wonderful holiday season.